And today we are going to do hooks. Yeah, 3 day we run class base and hooks is a small topic, but nowadays if you're going to start a new project, you're going to start with hooks. So let's get started with hooks. And let me share my screen. And actually I have created a new project. I've created a new project just from the scratch. If I want this project to be different, so I've just I've just given this one sec. This I've just given this npx create react app hooks I've given, and after this hooks, okay, so I'm just cd to it and code it, open it. Let me also start it with npm start. This is just a fresh react project because we're going to learn the hooks, okay, so which are the greatest right now. And because you're going to start a new project today, you're going to start it with hooks. So let me bring it here, and let me make it this much. Hmm. Okay. So yeah, I think I am live everywhere. Okay, one sec. I'm live on, and then also, okay, let me also check whether I'm live. Welcome on. Yeah, I'm live. So let us start with hooks. So we'll go here, and first there are two very important hooks. One is the use state hook, and one is the use effect hook. So use state hooks, with use state hooks, we are finally having the state concept in function component, and with the use effect hook, we finally have the lifecycle concept in a function component. Okay, so let's get started. And here we are, and the way I will teach is I will start with let me create a new components folder. So components folder I'll do, and in the components folder I will create a new file, and that file will be class. Yeah, class it will there, because what I'm going to do here, this I'm going to make a very easy state here, and then we're going to convert it into hooks. So class counter.js, and we are going to have a hook counter.js also. So in this class counter.js, we're going to have a class based component, and then we're going to convert that into hook based. So RCE I'll do, and here, okay, so this class is there. Then I will do rconst. Rconst, I think it is way too big. Rconst I'll do. And I'll have a simple counter example first. So count example. So count is 0, and here I'm going to have a like a button I'll have, and this button I'll have a count is this dot state dot count, and in this button I will have a on click. Okay, on click with this. Okay, so let me first have this much, and let me go to the app.js and remove this earlier boilerplate code and add our new, okay, class counter, like this. It is there, and see this count is been shown. So now I want to update it on the click. So I'll do a on click equal to, so I will directly update the state here like this, and it will be this thought set state is equal to count this dot state dot count plus 1. Okay, so we're not learning state base again. So we're just, I'm creating a very simple state thing when the count is there, and I'm going to click it and it will increase. So now we're going to convert this into hooks. How to convert into hooks? How does a functional component have a state concept? So that is the main thing. So first thing is that I will create a functional component, and then what I'm going to do here again, I'll have this. let me have a button, and let me call it a hook. Count is count, not count. Okay, so why I'm putting it there? Okay, so whatever is there. Okay, so that is there, and okay, so now what I'm going to do here, so how we are going to see, how we are going to have this here, how we are going to have a state here. So for that, what we are going to do here, we are going to create a thing known as a use state. That is how in from React 16.2, 16.8, 16.8 in 2020 mid, functional component started having your state concept. Okay, so what React team actually did, they here the class base, if you see, there is something extending from a component, they cannot do it here. So they made some small programs. Okay, small programs they made, and with that you can use the thing. Okay, so here the use state hook, the syntax is a bit something which you have to understand. Okay, the syntax is like count comma set count comma set count is there. Okay, so I'm going to tell what is it. And this is array destructuring. So every ESS concept is very important. This is array destructuring, which is again very important. So use state is there. Okay, what is the use state? Oh, it is not showing. Okay, anyways, so use state will come here, and I will do a 0 here. I'll do a 0 here. Use state, I will do a 0 here. So now if I save it, and let me take this hook counter here only because the name is a bit different. So hook counter, I just save it. So counter, the 0 is coming. So now how I will increment it. So let me first write the code, then I'm going to explain. Okay. So on click equal to, like this is there. Then set count is count plus 1. Okay, count plus 1 is there. So I'll save it. Now if I increase it, see, it will increase. So how it is working, how, what is this hooks and all these things again. So one sec, I will tell. Okay, so let me make it a bit big, and let me do it like this. Okay, so what is this? If you see closely, here there was a this dot state. Okay, and it is an object. That is one thing which is very important to remember. It is an object. Here the use state is actually not an object, and this I'm using array destructuring. See, this count variable is totally different from this count variable, which is the object here. So count, if you want to learn what is the array destructuring, please see your ES6 class. Okay, array destructuring. So count will be, initial value will be 0. And what is the set count then? Set count is something equivalent to set state in a class based component. But the thing is that set state is very generic. Okay, here it is not generic like set with set you can change the value of some other state also. But suppose I have a new count here, so what I'm going to do, suppose I have something like a name and set name, and it is like 0. It can be anything, like name will be definitely a string, so like this. But here what will happen, I will have a name and like this, and then what I'm going to do, then I'm going to use it through set state only. Okay, but here I'm going to change it through set name. So here the set state is not generic, there is nothing like set state, but we have individual set states in the hooks. Okay, so like the set count will change this thing. And see, one more thing here, so I will remove this thing because we are not going to use it right now, but just to show you. So here do see one more thing. See, set count is so easy because set count, this was not an object. So set state is, you have to pass an object inside it. Here I'm not passing an object, just a count plus 1. And there is also not confusing state what is also there. This dot state itself is not, this keyword as we all know is very complicated, but that complicated, this keyword is not here. That was one of the another reason why React is moving toward the functional component, a hook based functional component, because this keyword is actually very complicated. Okay, so that is the, we have seen that how why this keyword is very complicated in the past 3 days. Okay, and that's why hooks is also very small also. It takes only 1 day to teach hooks, 3 days to teach class base also. Okay, in my corporate batches and also it is like that, class base takes more time. Okay, so that is there. And let me close this thing, save it. Okay, anyways, okay, so this is like this. Okay, so let me make it a bit smaller, too big. Okay, so now the next concept. Okay, so that is good, but classes doesn't end here. Okay, so we have a lot of other things to understand. So what I am going to do here, I'm going to make a new class known as hook counter 2.js. I'll do counter 2.js RAFCE. I'll do, and then here let me have a const initial count equal to 0, and then we'll have this same thing like here, const count, and this thing I'm going to have like this. That use state I always forget to import, we'll import it, and then it will be not equal to 0, but it will be initial count, equal to initial count, because we're going to use it somewhere. Okay, I'm going to tell. Now I will go here, and now I'm going to have a h1 which will show the count is, so no state and all those things. You see how easy hooks are there. Okay, so then we'll have a button and reset will be there, and then on click is equal to this, and the reset will be set count is ini initial, why it is not showing initial count is there. And so when you click on this reset, the initial count, it will become 0. So I will have two more things, and one of them will be count plus 1, and it will be increment and count minus 1, decrement. Okay, increment and decrement is there. Then what I'm going to do here, I will go and I will remove this thing. Why to keep this always? Okay, then I'm going to have a hook counter and save it, and see the hook counter is there, so I'll increment it and it is working fine, decrement is working fine, reset is working fine. So this is how it is working. So just it was not just to show this thing, I want to show one more thing. Okay, so that is it. We'll see the same example which we saw in class bus also. If you have something increasing at a very fast rate. Okay, so we use something in the previous state there. Here also we'll see that example. So I'll do a button, and this button, again a new button, increment 5, and then there will be on click equal to increment 5, a function it will call increment 5. So I will go here and call this const increment 5 equal to like this. I will have a for loop here for let I equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus will be there, and then set count is count plus 1. Set count is count plus 1 is there. So I will save it. So increment 5 is there. Okay, so just a normal for loop, nothing special, normal for loop, it will run set count 5 times, and we'll face the same issue here. So if I increase this all is working fine, this all is working fine, but increment this, it is only incremented one time, because React does performance optimization behind the scene, as I've told in the class this also. So when it will see that okay, the state has been updated 5 times in a very quick succession, it will increase it only one. But we know that it is not an issue, we actually wanted it to update 5 times. So in those cases we have to use the previous state. Okay, prev state. So it is a very special concept. Previous state we have to use. Previous state is prev state plus 1. Previous state is previous state plus 1. So now I will go here and okay, so increment is also working fine, decrement is working fine, and this, see, this is working fine. So I'm using the previous state here. So this is the previous state concept. So that is there. Now what we are going to do, we are going to look into a, so okay, this use state is very cool and very easy, but there is an issue with that. When we use a class-based component, and use class-based component, by default the this.state is an object, and this is not an object. So because of that, there is a small issue which comes here. So we're going to see that issue. Okay, so again, the very special case. So I'll go here and do a hook counter 3.js, and what I am going to do here, RAFCE hook counter.js like this, and then I will have a const name comma set name equal to use state. Again the use state is there, and first there, so it's an object. So use state can be anything, but state is always an object, but use state can be anything, as I have told. Okay, so first, okay, let me make it a bit smaller, so I don't need that much. So it will, okay, first name is equal to this, comma last name is equal to an empty string. So like this it is there. Okay, so now what I'm going to have in the return statement, I'm going to have a form, okay, form is there, and then input type is text, and the value is equal to name dot first name, and directly we will have on change here, on change, because it's much more easier to do on change here, and so as I told earlier also, if you're going to do a project today, you have to go into do hook with hooks on it. This is how what hooks are there. First name is e dot target dot value, e dot target dot value. Okay, so you're changing it like this, then control C, control V, and this one will be name dot last name, and last name is e dot target dot value, and then we are going to have a h2 here, and first name is equal to name dot first name, and h2 will be here, last name is name dot last name will be there, and save it. And actually I'm going to do one more thing here, because I want some console log kind of a thing. So this is again a cool thing, how to do console log in hooks. Okay, we'll see that. So I will go here and h2, and it will be JSON dot. So sometimes we want to do console log time of a thing here, so that is, but console log cannot be done inside a return statement. I want to see what is there in the name, so that is something which I'm seeing. So I'll save it, and then I will go to my app.js, and here I'll call this hook counter 3, I'll call, and cut it, save it, and see. Now this is there, this is coming like okay, so this is a console log kind of thing, json.stringify, it will show me everything. So now actually there is an issue which I want to tell. Okay, if you take an object, then we will face an issue. So first time I'll give the first name, Bindu, and so see what is happening here. The moment I give a first name, the last name goes away, and the moment I give the first name, last name, the first name goes away. Why it is happening? Because by default what happens in when you use class-based concept, there is an object, so the updation and merging happens automatically there, but it doesn't happen automatically when we use a hooks, because this can be a number or something else also. So in those in hooks especially, what we need to do, we have to use the spread operator, which spreads everything, which spreads the whole thing. So how we are going to spread it? So we are going to come here and do dot 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 name. Okay, and here also I have to do a dot 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 name, I have to do, and save it. Okay, so like this I'll do and save it. So now see, now you'll see the magic. Okay, we'll come here and do a bindu. So see, still the last name is there. So I type something in the first name, whatever is the last name is there, with the spread operator saves that thing, spread operator saves that thing. So that is there. Then I'll write a Biswas. So see, the first name, whatever is the first name is the dot 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 spread operator. So you should know ES is very good for React. So the ES concept is there. So okay, so that is there. So this is how it is done. Now we are going to come to the second most important hooks out there, which is known as a use effect hook. So class-based component have two important concepts. One is the class state and one is the lifecycle method. So how do you implement lifecycle method in a function component there? And there are only three important lifecycle methods, okay, which the React team, Facebook team have Facebook team for React I've seen. That one is a component did mount, one is a component did update, and one is component will unmount. So we are going to see all these things, and again we are going to first see it through a class based first, and again as I've told, we are going to revisit the lifecycle method. So here we are revisiting it. So I'm going to the class counter here, and what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do something like first thing is that let me show the class counter here. So I'll do a class counter here. I'll show the class counter, cut it, save it, and the class counter will be shown. Okay, but the one thing which I'm going to do, I'll do a bit different here. I'll write here, click this dot count and times. Okay, click this dot count times. I'm going to do, and what I want to do, I want this React app, instead of this React app, I want the count to be shown here. So how do I do that? Okay, for that, in a class-based component, I'll do a component did mount, because I want the all of this to be loaded first, then only component did mount. As we know, after the DOM is loaded, it runs for one time only. Okay, so that one time is a problem. We'll see that. So I'll do a document dot title equal to click dollar this dot state dot count times this state dot count times. I'll do, so I will save it. Okay, see now clicked 0 time is coming after it has been loaded, then I'll click it, but this is increasing, this is not increasing. Why? Because this is how it works. The constructor and the component did mounts only runs one time, only run one time, only run one time after the initial load. After that, if the state is changed, the component did mount and the constructor doesn't run. So for that reason, we have to use the here we have to use component did update, which runs every time in the re-render cycle. So I've told all these things in the previous class, I think. Okay, life cycle matters whenever I told it. So now what will happen? I will say click it. So this will also increase. So first time the component did mount will work. Next time onwards component did update will work. Okay, so this is the class-based component. As I told, we are going to revisit this thing. So we have revisited this thing. Now I'm going to convert this into a hook, which is the use effect, which is the second most important hooks in the use effect. So like this life cycle matter. So what we are going to do here, again, we are going to use this hook counter example. So I'll go here and then but I have to use this hook counter, and I will remove this thing, save it, and we'll refresh it. So see, React app is coming. So now I need to have another state, no, not another state, but I need to have, okay, so concept like this. So how do I have a concept like this? There is no lifecycle method here. Actually, this hook, use effect hook, you should always, that's why do class based first, because it's a combination of 3-4 things. There are 5 ways to use this use effect, only not one way, 5 ways to use the use effect, and it comes in different configuration. So first, what I want to do, use effect. So how do we use it? How do we use it? So there, the format is different. Inside this, I'm going to pass a function here like this. Okay, I'm going to pass the function here, and then I'm going to have this thing here, document dot title is equal to this thing, but we don't have this sort of state and all. So I'm going to remove this thing, and this hook click, maybe I'll show this as click this count times. Okay, so I'll do this thing. I will save it. I'll save it as a click 0 times is coming, means it is working as a component. It is working as a component did mount, and if I click it, it is also increasing, means it is a working as a component did update. See, use effect hook in its most basic format is a combination of component did mount and a component did update. Component did mount and component did update, it's a combination, and use effect is a different kind of combinations we can do. Okay, thank you, Arpit. Okay, so this is a combination of what? Community demand, community service. Some of my students say we don't want to learn class based, it is not used anywhere, it is used everywhere. And the thing is that how you learn so complicated topic. If I say that use effect in the most basic way is a combination of component demand and component deductor, what do you understand? Nothing. So that is there. So that's why class based are also very important. Okay, and you don't know in which project you're going to work. So now the next thing which you're going to do is the conditional use effect. So what is a conditional use effect? It's the optimization thing. So again, I'm going to go back to the class counter first, and then I'm going to go back there. Okay, so what I'm going to go have here is the name I'm going to have, which is having a string, empty string, which will have, and I'm going to have one more thing here. CLT is updating document title. Updating document title is there, and see, this name variable is there. Why I have this name variable? Let me use it here. So I will come here and do input type is text, and let me do it. Okay, value equal to this dot state dot name, and on change equal to e this dot set state, and name is e dot target dot value. E dot target dot value is there. Okay, so something like this is there, and okay, so this is there. Now okay, so I have to also import this. So class counter, I'm going to import, cut it, save it. So see, now I have this thing, like this box is also there, which is having this input type text. Okay, now I will inspect. Okay, inspect. I have to actually, okay, so let's tell one thing. Okay, so click. Okay, so see, when I'm clicking it, the document title is getting updated. Okay, so that is okay, and then the document title is getting updated. It should get updated. But if I come back here and if I write something here, then also the updating document title is happening, which is not a good thing. Why? Because my component did mount is okay. Component did update, which runs every time when the state is getting updated. But component did update, I have only, it is meant for only the count. It is not meant for the name. Name is just out there. So this causes a lot of performance issues in React. So in the older way, in the class ways, how do we solve this thing? See, when I write something here, this thing should not run. So how do I do it here? So here we actually, this component did have two more things also. It can take priv props comma priv state. These two things it can take. Then I will go here and do if priv state dot count not equal to this dot state dot count, then run this thing. And what does this thing mean? This thing means that see, if suppose I click here and do this thing, 7 is coming. So right now, what is the previous state? Previous state, like right now the state is value is 7, and previous state is 6. Previous state is 6. So previous state is 6 and the state value is 7. So they are not equal. So it will come inside. But if I write something here n, see what is happening. Previous state is also 7, current state is also 7. So it will not come inside. So that's fine. This is how the performance optimization. If I do anything here, this will not run. This will not run. So that is the performance optimization. Okay, so that is there. Now we are going to do the same thing in the hooks. So let us come here in the hooks and do a const name comma set name equal to use state and a empty string. So this is how we do it here. So I've done it here like this, and we'll again have a clg, and it will be use effect and updating document title. Updating document title is there. Okay, so next thing is that, and we're going to come here and do input type text value is equal to name on change is equal to e set name is e dot target dot value is there. Save it, and then I'm going to call this hook counter also here. I'm going to save it, and again if I come here, we are going to have the same issue here. Okay, so if I click it here, then also it is increasing. If I write something here, then also it is increasing. The same issue. So how do we do the performance optimization? Performance optimization here is actually very easy. Here we'll go, and it takes a second parameter also. Take a comma, and here I'll mention it as count. So it works in a different way. So let me show. It will not have this issue again. and I think the log is coming 2 times. There is something in React which always you should do in new projects. It's React mode, you have to do it like this, or else the log actually comes 2 times, which I don't like. Okay, so this is there, and again now I'll click it, see this is coming, and but I'm doing it here, so nothing is coming. Why it mean this thing means in the component did update, when the component did update runs, only update is if the count is getting increased, name is getting increased, not updated. So in bigger project what happens, we have 10 states, and we can give a lot of states like the comma, like name. Suppose we have age also, so like this we can give. So this is how the performance optimization is very easy in hook. Okay, in use effect hook. So here it is a bit like I have to explain it, but here it is very easy. It means that only if, run if the count is getting updated, or else does don't run. So this is like this, it is there. So now the next thing which we are going to do here is, okay, so okay, so that is there. And the next thing, okay, so we're going to look into more use effect ways, but we have done enough of this hook things, means counter thing. So now we are going to look into a new thing which is like a class mouse. Okay, so mouse thing we are going to see. Okay, so position, it will check a different thing. So class mouse dot js and rce, and then what is there. So this class mouse I've done. Now I'm going to have here, again we're going to do it first with the class, and then we're going to go there. Okay, so this class mouse I've done, and then here this dot state, and in this dot state I will have a x is 0 comma y is 0. Okay, y0 is there, and then here I'll go, and h1 is x is this dot state dot x comma y is this dot state dot y. And then what I'm going to do, we are not going to see how to run in a component did mount way. By default use effect hook run in a both component did mount and component did, but there are some cases in which we only want to run in a component did mount, just like in this case which we are going to do in here. So here I will have a component did mount. In this component did mount, I'll have a window dot add event listener. So event listeners, we can add event listeners here in React also. Event listener will be like mouse move comma this dot log mouse position. This dot log mouse position is there, and then I will go here in the log mouse position, log mouse position equal to e, and like this, and this dot set state is equal to x. Okay, x is e dot client x comma y is e dot client y is there. Okay, so what I'm doing here, class mouse. Okay, this is counter. I'll do this class mouse, and this class mouse, what I'm having in there, there is an event listener. An event listener should run only once. JavaScript or React doesn't matter. Event listener should not run more time. So I have put it in a component deployment which runs only once. So the event listener will be fired once. Okay. Now what will happen? Now what will happen here? Event listener will be fired, and then the moment I move my mouse, see this mouse position, it is taking the mouse position. How it is taking? The moment it sees some mouse position is there, so this event listener will continuously listen in the background, and whenever it sees something, this log mouse position will go, and this will change the state. E dot client x and e dot client y is something which the DOM gives us to change to show the mouse position, and it will update it. It will update the mouse position and we'll get the exact mouse position, and it will feel like this good thing. Okay, so which you can do whole day. So now we're going to change this thing to a hook mouse, and we're going to learn how we run something like a component did mount. Okay, we don't want to run component did update, because if you run component did update, there will be hundreds and thousands of event listener will be there. There will be a memory leak, and your system will stop. Okay, that is it. So now I will have something like a hook mouse dot js, hook mouse dot js I'm going to have, and here rafe I'm going to have, and then is there. Okay, so here I'll do and do h1 is hook x is equal to x comma y is equal to y. Okay, so first let us quickly convert this thing like this. So we'll come here and do const x comma set x equal to use state and 0 comma const y comma set y equal to use state of 0 again. Then we will have this save it, and hook mouse, let us have the hook mouse, save it. So hook mouse is coming. So now how we will have first thing is the component did mount and mount. Okay, so first thing is that we have to have it a use effect. So first thing is that we have to use a use effect, and then we'll come here and do a let us do a console log also, because I'm going to require this thing later on. So hook use effect called. Okay, so that is like this, and then I'm going to have this thing. Okay, this thing I'm going to have, and then I will come here and do it and cut it. But I'm not going to have this keyword. This keyword is not in a functional component. That is a plus thing. That is a very good thing, that the this keyword is not there. Okay, so like this I'm going to have an const log mouse position equal to e will come, and then here I will do a set x is equal to e dot client x, and set y is e dot client y. But if I keep it like this, the use effect will run a combination of component did mount and component did update. Means the event listener will fire a lot of times. I don't want to do that. So how to run it in a component did mount way? Only component did mount, no component did update. We give a comma here and an empty array. It is very important thing. Component did mount, empty array. Only empty array I'll give. And now I'll set. See, hook use effect is called. Now only it is called one times, not many times. So because of this empty array, and this is how we do the only component did mount way. So that is there. Now there is one more thing, which is the use effect with cleanup. Actually there was a lifecycle method which I didn't taught when I was teaching the lifecycle method in class based thing. There's a very important lifecycle method which is known as component will unmount. It get called whenever the component is unmounted or a component has been killed because of it gets out of the DOM. How it is get killed, how it get out of the DOM, let us understand that also, and let us understand that. Okay, so here I'm going to go here and do a new file which will be mouse container mouse container.js, and it will be of course a functional component rfce. And now what I am going to do here I am going to come and do a const display comma set display equal to use state, and it will be true. Okay, it will be true. Now it will be true. Now what I'm going to do here I'll have a button. And this button will be toggle display, and then here I will have a on click equal to set display is not of display means true will become false, false will become true. So on this toggle display will do. So initially it will be true. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to call the class mouse. CLSS class mouse. I'm going to call the class mouse, and actually this class mouse I'm going to call, and then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to not call the hook mouse here. I'm going to not the hook mouse or class mouse. I'm going to call the mouse container here. Mouse container here. Mouse container I'm going to call. Okay, I'm going to call the mouse container and save it. See, the mouse container is coming. So one more thing we need to do. We need to do a lot of things here. So we need to have some console logs here. So console log is like class mouse, and component did mount is there, and this I will have a class mouse and log mouse position. So these two things I'll have, and I'll save it. Okay, so that is there. So now see what will happen first time when I load it. Okay, so class mouse position component did mount is called, because that is how it is getting everything. Okay, that is how it is getting everything. And then this will be called a lot of time. Class mouse position, lock mouse position, it will be called a lot of time. So that is okay, that is how it should work. But if I toggle display, what will happen? Oh, I actually this is not a complete code. Okay, so sorry for that. So I have to have this display, and it means that when the display is true, then only show this thing. When the display is false, please don't show this thing. Okay, please don't show this thing when the display is false. Okay, again I'll refresh it, so it will open like this. So the moment I do a toggle display, this class mouse position will not be shown. It means these two things will not be shown. Toggle display, this is gone. This is gone completely, gone from the DOM. But actually it is not gone. The class mouse log mouse position is still running, because the event listener was not killed. This is a bad thing. This is known as memory leak in React. Okay, this is not a good thing. Memory leaks are not good in React. In every big project also is not there. Event listener is there. So how do we kill this event listener? So we kill this event listener through another lifecycle method, which will run the moment that component is getting out of the DOM, or the moment the component is killed. And that event lifecycle method is known as component will unmount. And I'll do here, and what I'm going to use here, window dot remove event listener, and there is a remove event listener also, like add event listener, there is a remove event listener. So I'll go here and I will copy it, I'll paste it, and I'll save it. See, and I will also do a console log, okay, so that I should understand this is working. Console log, and class mouse component will unmount is been called. Okay, I'll save it. Now again I will cut it and I will refresh it. Again it will come, it will show. At the moment I do a toggle display, see, class mouse component will unmount is called, and the event listener is removed, so it is not there. Even if I'm moving mouse, it is not there. So this is how it works. This is how this company will amount. So now the same concept, same thing we're going to change in the hooks. Again, this hook also I will have a console log here also, so we can see this example here. And hook this is called, I'll save it. Hook log mouse position is called. Okay, so that is there. And what I'm going to do in the mouse container, I'm going to have the hook mouse been called, not a class mouse. Hook mouse been called, save it. Now let me refresh it, and now again hook mouse is there. So we'll have the same issue. Okay, we'll toggle display, then only it will be there. So it's the same issue is there. So how do we solve it here? What is the equivalent of component will unmount in a hook based component? What is the equivalent of it, and how do we do it? So we don't pass anything here like this. No, we don't do it. It's in a different way. So here what happened, there is a return is there, and I'm going to go here and do it like this, and there this is a special kind of return, which is returning a function. Then I will do a CLG and component unmounting code. Is there. Okay, so again I'm going to come here and cut it and paste it and cut it and go it here, window dot remove event listener is there, remove event listener, log mouse position, I will save it. So see, this is how we do this is equivalent to this component will unmount. Okay, so see, everything we are doing it here only. So all the things we are doing it here. So I will cut it, and now what I'm going to do it, I'm going to refresh it again. So again, running, toggle display component unmounting code is done. So now it is not there anymore. Now it is not there anymore. So this is how it is done. Okay, so this is done. Now component uh, did mount is a very important thing, because we do API call through this. If you remember, we do the API call from here. So the next thing is to do API call. API call we do it now use effect in the component will unmount way. Okay, so how we will do that? So let us go back here, and I have also actually opened the my app, which we have done in the past 3 days. So we'll refer it, because again a lot of things are there which will be there. Okay, so we'll refer it. And here what I want to refer, so that you can get an idea of it. Post list, I want to refer the post list, and post list was calling the post item and this thing. Okay, it was calling. Okay, maybe I will do that thing later on, but let us do the API call. Okay, let us do the API call, and again I will create something known as a post list dot js. So I want to tell how to do it in the how to do it here. Okay, so here the post list was a class based component. So let us let me do a bit small here, so that we can see the logic. rafce is there, then save it, then I'll come here and do the post list. I'll do cut it, save it, then this post list is there. Okay, so first thing is that I want a state. So how do I do a state? I do a state with a const. So I'm going to convert this same thing in a here like this. Okay, so post comma set post equal to use state, and like this empty object is there, empty object is there. And because my post is like that, okay, so we don't have a component did mount here. So what we have here, we have a use effect. We have a use effect like this. But how to run in the component did mount way? Okay, so we have learn that we do this thing, it will run in a component did mount way. Okay, so that is there. Now what we need to do, but here we have made this as a sync. But the problem here is that we cannot make use effect as async. Why we cannot make use effect as async? Because use effect, inside use effect there is another function. The reason is that. So how we are going to change it here? So there is a way in which we do it. So const, we have to create, actually this is a trick in which what we do inside the use effect. I'm creating another function, const fetch post. It's a temporary kind of function equal to like this and like this, and this I'm going to actually make as async. Oh, as y and c async. There is then and catch block also, but I want to convert this actually exactly like this. Okay, so then I'm going to just have this thing inside it, and instead of this I have to have a set post is like posts like this. It is there, but what I have to do, I have to call this fetch post. Okay, fetch post from inside only. I have to call this thing. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let us see whether the data is coming. So I will do a clg and sts post. I'll do, let us quickly see the if the data is coming or not, then we'll go ahead. Okay, now see my data is coming, so data is coming. Now we need to show it, show the data. So again I'm going to pass it to the post item component. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly create a post item, and post item dot js, and anyways the post item was also a functional component. Okay, so dot css, I'm going to quickly create this post item. It's like this, nothing will change actually much. Okay, so post item is like this, and post css is like having this container, save it. So post item is like this. Okay, h1 style, and we are using both the things here. Okay, so this is how it was there. Okay, so this post list, even this post list, so now once I get the data, everything is like same. I will remove this. Okay, so I just have to do this thing again, the same thing I'm going to do, return The only thing is that I have to import it, and here I don't have to also destructure it because it is already post only. Okay, so that is there, and I will import this post item, save it. Hopefully everything is right. Then I will go here. See, I'm getting the not 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, all the 100 posts I am getting. So this is how we do the API call. So now, okay, let me also do one more thing. There are two small topics are left, and before that, before I forgot this thing, I'll do a final attendance for the participation certificate. Okay, let me also quickly give it in LinkedIn also, so because people are watching on LinkedIn also, but please do keep watch on YouTube to help us grow. Please do watch there. Okay, so that is there, and okay, final attendance. Final attendance, please mark the final attendance here. And okay, so I'm here, and so we are going to learn about the use context hook now. Again, the concept is exactly same, and one of the reason I've opened this for that reason only. So again, we will have a child, we will have a parent, we'll have a grandparent, and app.js, and user context. But this time what I'm going to do, this time again the same concept is like that, passing the data directly to the your child from app.js. So this is how we did previously, and we are going to quickly see how to do it here also. So again, I'll go and I will have a child.js. Child.js is the RAFCE, and a functional component, and here I will have a maybe a h1 child I will have. Then I will have a parent parent.js and RAFCE parent, and then for the parent I will call the child. I will call the child, save it, and I will have a grandparent grandparent.js, and grandparent.js I will call the parent. I will call the parent, and yeah, parent will call, save it, and then I will go here and finally call the grandparent, and finally call the grandparent, cut it, save it, and if I go back, I'll get this child. So as the previous case, I want to pass the data from the grandparent to the child directly. How I do that, the actually the concept will be exactly same like the context API. We have to create the context API, but this time instead of creating it here, I can create it here also. So how do I create it here? So for that I have to come here and do a export, and generally you should create an app.js, not don't create a different file. Okay, export const user context equal to react dot create context. React dot create context I've done. Then as here also in the grandparent we have to wrap it with the provider, so I'll come here and do a user context dot provider. It's like this. Then this grandparent will come up, and then it will be like this, and the provider I have to pass a value similar. See, this code will be almost same. Okay, value equal to bindu I pass. And then again, if you go back to the child, we know this render props kind of thing which we have done here. So we are going to do the same thing here also. So here, okay, save it. Let us do that quickly, and I will go and remove it. And one thing, I think I would have got an error here. Okay, Yeah, because React is not different. Nowadays, actually, React doesn't come. Earlier, it used to come. So I have to import React also. Yes, so import React. It is coming. Okay, so that is there. Now where I was. Okay, where is my Sublime? Okay, Sublime is there. Okay, so here, first thing what I have to do is user context dot consumer. See here, I'm calling it in a different way, not consumer, but this code will be like same. So the first way is like same. I'll save it and I'll push it like this, and say format selection, and I'll save it, and let me go back here, and it has been shown hello Navin is coming. So this is how it is done here also. Same problem is there, too much code. This is a bad kind of code. But a second way which I told here, this also is the way which I didn't like, but the second way is a bit different here, and it is very cool way. So see, now here what happened, you can directly, you don't have to use some logic like this, like too many keywords. Okay, so here what I will do, const user, any name you can take again. Okay, const user equal to use context, and yes, use context is a hook. Again, another hook is there. It is an inbuilt hook from where, from your React, and this is very powerful. See, nowadays most of the developer don't even use Redux. There is a pattern in here, not, it is beyond this thing, because that pattern you should learn about after Redux only. So maybe sometime I will tell in the channel, because I did a long time back. Okay, so user context, and I have to convert it, and this use context is the hook. So what it does, it gives me directly access there. It gives me directly access. So instead of doing this static and all those things, see how easily I will get access. So like this I'll do, and this child will go up, and then I will do a h1, and anything I can write, use context, well, comes from parent. Okay, like this I will just have to write the user. Okay, so see how it is, just with the use context, and the user context I'm passing, and this the user is there, I'm directly able to use it. Here we have too many keywords, like static context type is there, this dot context is a keyword, all these are keywords. So I'll save it, and now if you go here, directly I'm going to use it in a Bindu. So this is how powerful it is. Now we are going to come in the last topic, which is the use ref. Use ref is some topic, is use ref is a topic which we have used earlier also. Again, and use ref is something which doesn't haven't changed a lot. Only the thing is that instead of the create ref, there is a use ref hook. The way we use it is like completely the same. So this refs demo is there. Okay, so I will close it, close it, close it. Okay, maybe I will make it a bit smaller. Okay, let it be like this one. Okay, so now I will create another file as refs demo.js, refs demo.js, and then rafc. The only difference is that this is a function component and not a class based component. So I will actually comment this out, because I want you people to have this code. So I'll comment this out, I will comment this out, and then I'll come here and I'll do a refs demo, refs demo. I'll do save it. So in this refs demo, first thing is that why not copy this all. Okay, copy this all. So form is there. All right, copy this form. All right, Control C P, form is copied. Now first thing is that I how do I call these things, how do I call these things, like this was called like this. Okay, here it is called with something first. And one more thing I should tell, I should also remove all the disk keywords here. There is no disk keyword in a functional component, so better to remove it early only. Okay, so now how, here I have used this creator, but here how to do this. So here this user ref is there, so I'll copy it, come here, and const user ref equal to another hook is there, which is known as use ref. Use ref, it's a hook, inbuilt hook. So directly like this I can use it. Then const comment ref equal to use ref, like this. So it is also, it is equivalent to this thing. but there is no this keyword is there. So now again I'm going to have this handle submit here, but this handle submit, there's a concept here. In here there's a const keyword will also be there. Okay. And there is no this is there, and save it. Now if I go here and if I inspect it, if I come to the console and write something, this is cool submitted. See, the school is coming. So this is how it is. So it is almost equivalent. The code is almost equivalent. So now how to do a component? We know how to do. This code is also same. Like instead of component did mount, we'll have a use effect in the component did mount way. In the component did mount way, which is like this empty. This is there. Okay. Then instead of just the this keyword, I will have this. Save it. And as in the previous case also, see by default this blinking thing will come. Okay, so Nabindu, this is all, and submit it, it is coming. Fine. Okay, so we are done here, and we're done with the React. Congrats if you are still there till right now. So you learn a lot, and there is a lot more things if you want to learn about. So I've not done Redux in a long time, but I have some Redux tutorials on the channel. So if you really want to learn React, you have to learn Redux after this thing. So this is after this you have to learn Redux, and that Redux is there on my channel. If you want, you just ping me on the WhatsApp group. Okay, let me give you all some WhatsApp group, and you can join. Like okay, so you can join some of my group. Okay, and join WhatsApp group. So join this WhatsApp group. You want to learn exact path, but you have to take after this. Redux is required. So where is you find the Redux playlist and all, or you can find it yourself also. So that is there. And again, I'll pass this code in the description. So hope you learned something. Hope you learn React. And React is the only way to get a job. Okay, only learn React, it will give you a job. Okay, okay. So resume builder project. What is this resume builder project? Okay, so I don't know what is this resume builder project. Okay, so there's a lot of React projects and we don't have time right now. Resume builder project, we have a lot of clone project. Okay, so if you want to have some clone project, please do that. Resume builder project, I have to see what is this resume builder project. Okay, so that is there. And with this I end today's stream. Thank you all for watching, and please do like and subscribe, and please do tell your friends also, so that our channel can grow. Thank you all, and we're doing so much. Okay, tomorrow we are having this web dev workshop for totally beginners at 3 p.m. IST as always. So please do attend it, and thank you.